Rogers TV Durham would like to acknowledge that we are on the treaty and traditional territory of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation of the Mississauga Nation. May we respectfully honor the knowledge and understanding of the Indigenous stewards of these ancestral lands and ensure that the voices of the First Peoples are represented in our collections, programs, and services.
The opinions expressed in the following programs are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of Rogers Cable or Rogers TV.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of At the Heart of Business. I'm your host, Judith Tate. At the Heart of Business is a conversation with women in business discussing their challenges and successes. My first guest today is Yvette Nechvatal-Drew, Executive Director of Girls Inc. Durham. Hello, Yvette.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So I hope I said your name right.
You did.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
wonderful.
That's good. I'm pretty skilled at that now. All right, so tell us about Girls Inc. of Durham Region.
Yeah, well, Girls Inc. is a non-for-profit charity. We've been around since 1984, and our mission is to empower girls, looking at giving them the skills and tools they need to succeed, to be strong, smart, and bold.
Okay. Now, you mentioned earlier when we were chatting that Girls Inc., it's like a spin-off of, what was the
Well, we
organization?
originated when we first started out as a big sister.
Big
but
Sister,
we're
that's
no
right.
longer, we are looking at girls that start at the age of 6, go all the way up to 18, and we do compensatory programming for them in school, March break, after school programming, and it's summer camp as well. And so we want to make sure that our vision is women living in an equitable society, and we're building, leaders for the next generation.
Okay. And what's the motivation behind starting Girls Inc., going from Big Sisters to Girls Inc.?
Well, I think one of the things that when we're looking at our vision of women living in an equitable society, we know that there's a lot of work that still needs to be done around sort of compensating for stereotypes, opportunities, looking at sort of that internal voice that says you can. You might know as a businesswoman, a lot of times you can talk yourself out of things. So we provide a safe environment. We connect them with mentors. We give them actual skills and tools, and our programs have specific curriculum that allows them to sort of compensate for some of those, hurdles that we need in society so that they can, grow to be strong, smart, and bold, independent women.
And where do you interact with these women? Are they within schools? Is it like at a certain location? Do you just go and talk to families? What does that look like?
Well, I think the model that we sort of love, not only about having sort of a safe environment, but it's that sustained exposure. So we are in the schools, we're after schools, we're at March break, summer camp, and we have after school programming. So we try and have, a multiple ways for them to sort of continue to be involved, like I said, from 6 all the way up to 18, then hopefully become staff and, future leaders in our community.
So what kind of activities would you do in like an after-school program?
So we have sort of like core focusing. Some of our programs would be Operation SMART, which is looking at STEM, science, math, relative technology, kind of looking at that we do math in everyday activities without even knowing it, and how important it is for us to be sort of exposed to that. So a lot of times people are like, I'm not really maybe interested in science, but when you learn something as simple as the chemical reactions with milk and cream and make ice cream, you're like, wow, this is pretty cool, right? A lot of math is done in recipes when you're doubling recipes or trying to make, meals for more people. You have to expand and use some of fractions, to be able to sort of do that. So math is in our everyday life, whether it's figuring out taxes, on a purchase that you want to make, or inflation. And so we want to give them that skills and tools as they grow.
I really like that. That's very true, that math is in our everyday life. So is part of your program maybe financial literacy? Because that's a big topic.
We do. I think we look at the whole girl. So we want to make sure that she, has the skills like health and sexuality, finding out and defining what a healthy relationship is, looking at, boundaries and how we communicate and the 7 steps of communications. We look at, like I said, the Mind Plus Body programming that we have. We also have Friendly Persuasion, which looks at sort of substance use and substance use issues. So we kind of navigate the whole girl and give her sort of those skills as she grows and becomes an independent woman.
Now, is there a certain length of time that they're allowed to be in the program?
No, and I think that that's a lot of our program may be like our leadership and community action program. We have that where we look at girls are involved. It's called Girl Space when they're involved from 6 all the way up into 11, and our Girl Zone programs are for 12 and 18 all the way up. And the leadership program, the Girl Zone girls learn the curriculum first, and then they act as mentors and connect with the younger girls. So they get to sort of practice what they've learned and sort of build that confidence as becoming leaders.
Oh, that's so nice. Do you have any of your favorite success stories from girls that you've seen going through?
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen lots of, I think this summer in our summer camp programming, I think we had about 7 Girls Inc. Girl alumni who have graduated, who are on post-secondary, going into social work or teaching, who have came back as summer camp staff. Oh, nice. So it's amazing to sort of see their confidence, confidence in themselves, kind of looking at what areas of life that they'd like to go into, and seeing them sort of develop into the best version of themselves.
Oh, that's great. I love it. So nice. Now, what challenges has Girls Inc. faced, or even you as the executive director over, say, the past year?
Well, I think, with any sort of challenges of running a not-for-profit, there are always challenges of kind of looking at whether you have a funder may change their priorities. So, for example, we had a literacy program because we believe that girls learn to read and then they read to learn. And so, we had new immigrants who English is a second language. We were in their grade 1 schools in priority neighborhoods where we were providing programming. And our funder sort of shifted their mission where they were kind of looking now at the environment and looking at environment studies. So, we lost that funding. So we had to pivot and look to be able to say, can we find another funder? Can we have a fundraiser? Can we ask the public in order to support those initiatives? So I think all non-for-profits, kind of look for those types of shortfalls when there's an emergency, if there's an earthquake or some type of humanitarian aid. A lot of times people who are philanthropic may shift their gaze to maybe some type of an international or, a specific need, right? And so I think that can take away for funding locally and from other charities that are doing. So I think that's one of sort of that challenges. And then you throw COVID into that as well. And COVID was very, very interesting because the needs, and especially in at-risk neighborhoods, compounded as people are isolated. Many women who were laid off, had precarious work, economically had a huge impact, maybe weren't eligible for some subsidies that were there. So we saw a lot of mental health and financial stresses in our community. And so we looked to being able to pivot to offering programming online, being able to do mental health check-ins in people's driveways. So we're looking at and responding to what's needed.
Oh, that's great. So that you've obviously got a great leadership style and stuff to run like such a large organization. How do you stay true to your values, and how do you make sure that the values are adhered to or followed?
Yeah, I think, being true to yourself and understanding what those values are, but creating a safe place in where you can fail, where you can try something and it doesn't work, and then you utilize that as a learning opportunity. I think that, you know, leading by example. I think that I like to have sort of that mindset that I'm, you know, I'm constantly learning. I'm learning from people, my environment, what works, what doesn't work, and I think that that's one of the, you know, the ways that you can kind of create that environment by being a role model for others.
And as a woman in business, how do you define success?
You know, I think success has changed, and the definition of it has changed with me over time. You know, as you go and age and mature and go through different mental milestones in your life. But I think now for me, success has been being able to sort of have more time in doing things that I enjoy, that bring me joy, being able to sort of identify what that is. You know, whether it's the myth around that work-life balance. You know, finding things that that fill you, and being able to sort of identify things that stress you, and I think learning to say no.
Oh my goodness, that's a good one. Yes, definitely learning to say no.
That's a mature thing, because I think as a woman, a lot of times girls are raised to be people pleasers. You know, kind of do everybody's needs before your own. And the feeling of not wanting to disappoint. So you actually have to practice saying no, and no is a sentence. You know, it took a long time to learn that.
I agree. It's a sentence, it's an answer. And you don't have to justify it. And me, like as a business coach, that's one thing I teach my clients. It's like, your answer is no, you don't have to justify it. I know often, well, a lot of people do this, but in women especially, we say no because I have to do this or I have to do that. It's like, no.
That's right.
And I say that I'm the queen of no, because I'm really good at saying nope. Nope, don't want to go. No.
And I think that's the understanding your boundaries, setting those. And I think that takes a good self-knowledge, you know, of who you are and what's important to you.
Exactly. So where do you see the business in about 5 years?
You know, things have changed. COVID has, I think, really, really changed sort of the business landscape. One of the things that I see is the flexibility of the workspace. I see that in order for us to be able to sort of work and have that work-life balance, majority of women are do more than 50% of the domestic care work, whether it's, you know, raising children, you know, taking care of their elderly parents, taking care of household tasks. We know that a flexible work has really impacted women's ability to be able to, you know, really jump in 2 feet into the workspace. We also see more companies kind of looking at that flexible work week, whether it's a 4-day, whether it's, you know, 24-hour shifts that change throughout the time. But I think it's really important that it's mandated by the company, because it can actually have a backlash for women, where women in the workforce are seeking or asking for flexible work, are seen as needing accommodations. And so I think it needs to be family focused, that it's good for the economy and everybody if we have opportunities to sort of flex our time and what we want to be able to do.
That's excellent. So in about 30 seconds, how can people get involved?
Well, I think that one of the things that we look at is we look for volunteers, people that can be interested in, we have a lot of committees. We have an events committee, we have a board, we have a finance committee. And I think that if they're interested in volunteering, we run a prenatal nutrition program where we provide fresh fruits and vegetables to at-risk pregnant women. So we're looking for drivers that are able to do food delivery. We have bingo volunteers. So there are a number of ways for you to be involved. We also have an upcoming fundraiser called Spirited Girls Breakfast. It's by invitation only, but it is a fundraiser, and we look for you know, an opportunity for people to listen to engaging speakers, listen to some of our partners, and the impact that Girls Inc. brings and how they can be involved.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Yvette. This is a great conversation. And stay tuned. We'll be chatting with Brittany Hutton of the Stretch Company next.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
I am lucky to meet so many amazing women, and I hope they feel lucky to meet me.
I'm ready.
He's a hunk, sweetie. Chef's kiss. He's insane. I was mesmerized.
I'm still just Joey.
He's so handsome.
The Bachelor, all new, Mondays 8, 7 Central on City TV.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to At the Heart of Business. I'm your host, Judith Tate. At the Heart of Business is a conversation with women in business discussing their challenges and successes. Our next guest is Brittany Hutton, owner and founder of The Stretch Company.
Hi.
Hi, Brittany.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad that you're here. And
Me
I can't
too.
wait. We're going to do some stretching at the end, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
So tell us about The Stretch Company.
So The Stretch Company is very, very new. We actually just opened our doors on Monday, 15th of January. So we opened our very first space.
Okay.
And what we do is we offer stretch classes, and then a variety of modalities are mixed in there as well. For young adults as well as adults, just a variety of ages. But essentially what we do is we offer stretch classes. And what that means is they're typically 45 minutes in length, and we guide you through a very calming and slower pace stretch to get through every kind of piece of the body to increase your mobility, your joint range of motion, and to encourage an appreciation for your body and all that it does for you every day.
I love it. Such a very unique idea. I've been like a workout person for many years, and the most important part of your workout is stretching. And a lot of times, I'll admit, I don't always do it.
Right.
So I love that you've created this because it's something very intentional. Like you intentionally go to stretch.
Totally.
So is it for people of all abilities as well?
Yeah. So far we have at the very least come to offer classes for women, classes for men, classes for athletes, classes for 55 plus age group, so that we can begin to work with exactly different abilities. Right? Because the body makeup is different. Age, it becomes a factor in terms of mobility and what you're capable of doing. We've also split up classes in the way of, are you super, super active? Then we have a space for you. Are you perhaps not very active, but you would like to start becoming a little bit more active, or you just want to feel a little bit looser, a little bit more limber, or at the very least you don't want to wake up in pain every morning, that kind of thing. Then we also have a space for you. So, just in general, abilities really, really vary. And those can be in ways in which we don't even think and that are not so obvious. And so we are working towards developing spaces for how and what these differences look like.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, what's your why behind starting this?
Yeah, it really has been a very, very long time and a long process of really coming to understand what exactly, and why exactly this stretch company has come about. Essentially as well, my background being in dance and movement-based for over, the last 25 years. It's really just formed, it's taken form and it's taken shape in what is now the Stretch Company across many different practices that I've encountered over my experience in movement-based practices. However, the pinpoint for me was I began working as a stretch therapist and working with clients one-on-one about almost 2 years ago now. And what I came to realize and understand was that stretching is, number one, something that should be involved in someone's life on a consistent basis for you to actually benefit from it, and to see the true outcome of what and how stretch contributes to your daily life. So consistency was a big one for me, as well as accessibility. And with accessibility, there's that element of affordability as well. Because I was seeing clients one-on-one, that was great. However, it wasn't happening enough for them to actually see a turnaround. Immediately, they felt amazing, right? But I really wanted to bring stretching into people's lives in a consistent way, and an accessible way that is affordable, essentially. Yeah.
Okay. I love it. So how about you show us a couple of these stretches that you do in your classes?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right, I'm going to take off my boots for this one.
Yeah, I'll take off my shoes as well.
I will fall over.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I always say to wear very, like loose, comfortable, warm clothing. Okay, we want to stretch and we want to feel comfortable while we're stretching. Okay. And these are stretches that if you come into class, we would do a variety of stretching, standing, stretching on the floor, stretching using props, to which we provide all props that are required for any class that you would take. But today we'll just keep it standing, and I'll just show you a few stretches that someone could do at home, sitting on the couch or sitting in your office chair, or anything of that nature. Okay.
I love it.
So we'll start with the shoulders. Okay. Shall we face this way or should we face each other?
Oh, let's just face each other.
Face each other. Okay. So we'll just take a deep breath in. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Good. You just want to be comfortable and set in the body. Let everything kind of fall loose. That's it. One more breath. Inhale. As we inhale, raise the shoulders up. And exhale, roll those shoulders back and opening the chest. Exhale, slight bend in the knees. Again, inhale, raise those shoulders up. And exhale. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Good. We're just going to clasp the hands behind the back and pull the hands down along the back of the body. Really open up the chest, open up the shoulders. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, lifting the chin slightly, just opening the shoulders, getting a nice stretch across the front of the chest.
Oh, I feel that.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's nice, right? So simple.
Yeah.
Good. And release. Good. Shake it out. Shake it out. We're going to do a couple of stretches in the neck. Okay. Various elements of the neck. The first one, we'll take the left hand on the left clavicle, and the right hand will sit on top of it. And then we'll just reach.
Left hand, left clavicle?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Left hand, left clavicle. Yeah. And then right hand on top. And then you're going to reach away from the hands.
Away from the hands.
Yeah, and you want to press, you want to pull down on this clavicle here, so we're feeling it right in the front of the neck. Or as well, you'll get it in the side here.
Oh. That feels good, good.
Try the other side. So same thing. Right hand.
Right hand?
Yeah.
Right clavicle. Okay.
Yeah. And then left hand on top, and then pull to the opposite direction. So we're just almost as if you're pulling on the skin a little bit.
Yeah, I can feel that. It feels good.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, it's really good.
So simple. Doesn't look like you're doing anything.
No. 45 minutes of this, I can imagine I'd feel amazing after.
For sure. It gets into all your muscles, your joints, your ligaments, your fascia, you know, the layer just underneath the skin.
Yeah. Why is it important to release that fascia?
Well, the fascia is the interconnecting web that lays over and across our whole body, and it keeps the muscles intact.
Oh, okay.
So the fascia is like a spider web, like it literally looks like a spider web. So if you knot in the fascia, that's where you when you get knots and stuff, that's what you're really rubbing out and rubbing through.
Oh, okay.
So it's important to release the fascia because it's what is supporting the muscle.
Oh, okay.
And keeping everything together, glued together.
Got it.
Let's take that right arm.
Okay.
Right in front of the body.
I'm so challenged.
So we're gonna we go nice and slow. We take that left hand and continue to pull. You wanna extend that right arm on the diagonal. And we feel it right in the shoulder.
That's good.
Yeah. Good. And let's try the other arm. So just release, left arm across the body, right arm lifts.
Now, do you do assisted stretching?
We do assisted stretching, yeah. One-on-ones, we do provide them. If people are interested, we still offer that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Good. And one more with the neck. So reach the right arm up. You want to reach over the head and just gently pull. Slight tension. You may feel you want to close your eyes here.
Yeah.
We're not forgetting to breathe. Yeah. Inhale and exhale. Good. And other arm reaches up and over. Gentle stretch here. Good. Again, very simple, very slow pace, but extremely beneficial. You want to get into the body. You want to let you want to let your body know that you are there for it and you're supporting it. And again, that you appreciate it and all that it does for you on a regular basis. It carries so much weight, so much emotion, and it's just really, really important that we show our bodies some love. One last stretch, hands behind the head.
Okay.
And they are going to clasp there, and you're gently going to drop the chin forward, collapse the elbows in. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Good, and release. Okay, one last stretch. Bring the hands forward. We'll just open up the outside arm and reach it all the way back. Perfect. Really, really pull. And close those arms back. And other side. Reach, get into the shoulder. Extend those fingers to the opposite directions. And coming back. Good.
Perfect. That's excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank
That's great.
you so much. Yeah.
So where do you see the Stretch Company in, say, 2 years from now?
2 years from now, I would love to start building teacher training programs so that we are starting to introduce the syllabus and the programming to new teachers, so that we are expanding in that way. But definitely, I would love to be expanding. I don't know if out of the space that we're currently in, but also perhaps taking on new spaces, if that so presents itself in the way of interest by outside partners to develop and share the idea of Stretch simply with more people in newer spaces, as well as through bringing in new teachers that are learning the program, learning the syllabus, and being able to share it with not just myself, but with others.
With everyone. That's great. Thank you so much, Brittany. This is great. I loved it. Thank you for the stretch.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This is such a pleasure.
Yes, it was. And thanks to everyone for watching. We'll see you next time on another episode of At the Heart of Business.
Connect with us